Caitlin Bryant. I'm a senior at Purdue this year, and I'm a student leader for my campus ministry called the CCO. And through the campus ministry this summer, I had the opportunity to go to New Jersey for 6 weeks to just learn more about what Christian leadership really looks like and what it means to live my faith fully out in every area of my life. And so it was 30 students, 6 staff members, and none of us knew each other at all. But we came in with the intention of being intentional with each other and being vulnerable. And one of the first things we did was we made a covenant together based on Hebrews 6:19, that we would keep a hope that's anchored in Christ, and that together we would strive to continue to rest in that hope. But when we said we wanted to be intentional, we didn't really know the fullness of what that meant. And the first 2 weeks were just really hard for me. Because God was continuing to show me through these people in this house and through His own love and what we were learning, that they wanted to just know me for me. But I was learning how much I like to be in control of my life. I like to keep my heart safe, and I do that so I'm not going to get hurt by anyone. So I'm not going to let people in. I'm the friend who can be there and be a support for people. I know the right answers. But I never let people do that for me, and to come into my heart. And so it was just really hard because they kept pushing me there, and I kept being no, I don't want it. We just back off. But they wouldn't, thankfully. And so then I remember one night I was no, I'm not doing this. I can get through these 6 weeks and I can learn a lot of great things, but I don't need these relationships. And then that same night we had a class and we were learning about Genesis 1, and she said, that Satan comes to separate us, and he will tell us a lie that we are better off alone in life. But the truth is that it's not good for man to be alone. And I was oh, okay, God, thank you for that. And so I called my campus minister, and I was just crying, telling him my frustration. He was do you think that your struggle with letting people love you comes from you not letting God fully love you and you not fully trusting Him? And the correct answer as a Christian was to say, yes, of course I do, but the truth was no, I didn't. And so I began to just pray that God would break my heart and let His love just sink into that. And so we also had a class on reconciliation one night, and we had to write a 20-minute lament, a hell on the word lament, and I chose to do it on my family, which is one of the hardest places for me to let people into. And in that lament, God, just like He did, He answered my prayer and He broke my heart, but He also reminded me of His goodness and the hope that He gives in that. And so after class, I was outside just praying on my own, and a guy named Clint, who I haven't talked to at all this whole time, came up to me and he was are you okay? Do you need to talk? And I'm I don't know, maybe, but I don't want to. And he was well, you hesitated, so we're going to. And I was and I'm very thankful he did that, because he was so what's going on? And I just broke down and I told him. And he came and sat next to me and put his arm around me as I cried and just sat with me in silence for 10 minutes, which was exactly what I needed. And after a while, he was I don't have any information nuggets to give you. He's I don't know the brokenness of family or what to really just speak into that. He's but I want to thank you. And he's I want to thank you because it's evident to me in this house that you love Jesus so much. And it's amazing to see that the power of the gospel can reach even into these very broken places. So thank you for letting me see the power of what Christ has, more than what I was able to see before. And so that's what really happened throughout our whole summer. We didn't just learn more and more information about God, but we each individually grew to know more of God. And we got to know more of each other because of it. And so instead of 20 girls in a house, instead of being in comparison to one another and bringing separation through that, we instead were able to delight in our differences and be oh, I can't do that, but you're revealing a part of God in that, and that's amazing. And so as it just got really hard, but God really worked through that in all of us, and He just grew us in closer relationship with each other as He did with Him. But one thing they said the first day when we got there was you came here to leave, and we're at that point, of course we did. But then when we were leaving, we realized it's because we needed to keep that mindset because we wanted to stay. It was safe. It was a great community. But God calls us to go out, and so we got a little taste of the goodness of community. And so our job as leaders is to bring that home, and to not be strong enough for everyone, but point back to God, who is, and that they can rest in His